Probably the best line in the Grimsby debate yesterday wasn't from Keir Starmer or from Rishi Sunak. It was from Beth Rigby, who points out that there's been 3 Conservative prime ministers, 5 home secretaries, 6 health secretaries since the 2019 election. How do you know if you won the general election that you'll be prime minister in a year's time? A brilliant line. And Rishi Sunak was under an obligation to defend his claim that he's a tax cutter when the tax overall has skyrocketed, risen, and he may have corrected many of the mistakes made by Liz Truss, but she was also a Conservative prime minister, and none of this looks anything like as damaging or anything like as I've got that the wrong way around. Sunak's problems, his many U-turns, don't look at all as damaging as the record of Conservative prime ministers being replaced and replaced and replaced, and the lack of authenticity, the lack of certainty that the person that we've got, the person standing in front of us, is actually saying anything he believes in. It's Sunak. One of the other things he says everyone said that it was impossible to get the numbers down. We showed last year that it was possible. Of course it's possible to get the numbers down. Banking and money is just a thing which you can control. It's just having the knowledge about how to do it and having the determination to push forward. You can control money. You can control spending. The problem is he doesn't seem to be able to control himself. So he's spending the entire election campaign at the moment apologising about how incredibly sad he was to have caused people upset by skipping part of the D-Day commemorations in France last week. So, that's not really an apology, is it? That's a half apology. That's a sort of I'm sorry you're sad apology. No, just do it authentically, Rishi. Because the longer you continue ducking the issue and dressing it up in words so that you don't feel as if you personally are taking responsibility for your actions, the longer this thing drags on, the more you can't put it behind you. Because the bottom line is we don't believe you, Rishi. And that's really bad. That's really bad because I don't think ultimately he means to do harm. Starmer's claim that he's not going to raise taxes on working people. I don't know quite what he means by working people. Does he mean me? What does he mean by working people? Is it somebody who's employed, somebody who's self-employed, somebody who is working from 9 to 5, somebody who, in my case, I think I tend to work from 6 o'clock in the morning through to about 9 o'clock in the evening. And what does he mean, these terms? Because I don't think the concept of working class exists anymore. I think class is in the process of being eradicated. Even the royal family behaves as if it is, quote, middle class, and has done for a very long time, by the way. This idea that there is class in Britain is something that's wheeled out to cause a problem rather than to provide a solution. We are fast approaching the sort of society, the sort of classless society, or the class society that is found in America, where class is distributed according to money rather than pedigree. And that may be what we're looking for. Personally, I don't like the idea of a society which is based on the amount of money that you earn, but equally I don't like the idea of a society which is based on your parents. I like the society which is based on your options and your hard work. Hard work doesn't automatically mean money, and options don't automatically mean great achievements. But both of those things mean freedom. And we should be in a society which is free and which is supportive, rather than a society which goes out of its way to be hostile to its own nationals and to foreigners. This is why I so object to Theresa May's rhetoric and why it's come to define the present government. The hostile environment is not just to people across the channel. The hostile environment is in every part of our society, and that's something that Keir Starmer, or whoever becomes the next Prime Minister, needs to change. And the hostile society is something that has been predicated on bureaucracy. So we need to get to grips with the power that we have given to bureaucrats, with the power to these nameless individuals. Well, actually, they're not entirely nameless. Most of them have first names, and that's it. Bureaucrats. What's your name? Mandy. John. But you can never chase that up because they're never responsible. And no matter whether your telephone call has been recorded or not, it's in their control. So if you have a question and you ring up and you say, well, the call was recorded. No, it wasn't on this occasion. We've not got it. And I find that sort of that sort of manipulation really difficult to deal with. We need a society which is fair and supportive and honest and open. And that's not the society run by bureaucrats. Remember the word bureaucracy. Bureau, desk, kratos, rule. Rule by a desk, rule by a piece of wood, as opposed to democracy, demos, people, kratos, rule, ruled by the people. Or aristocracy. Aristo, best, kratos, rule, rule by the best. However you interpret that. I would infinitely prefer aristocracy or democracy to bureaucracy, to rule by an inanimate piece of wood, rule by a log.